Yo, what's up, everybody? So, today we're going to be talking about a Gardevoir who just came out in Pokemon Unite, and I think she's really decent. It's very interesting. I think she could be very good, but just not in a solo queue environment. I think she'll be much more potent in a competitive environment that plays around her strengths. So, what are her strengths exactly? Well, as we can see here, this is actually a strength and a weakness, is that she gets her first ability upgrade at level 6, which in my opinion, I think you should be taking Psyshock every time, and I'll explain why in a second. But you also get your next ability at level 8. Now, since for a lot of characters in the game, you actually get your abilities pretty early. Some could get at level 4, some could get at level 5, you get your second upgrade at 7, and I know it's like usually like a 1 level difference, but this is massive. Also, her Unite ability comes in at level 10, it doesn't mention it here, but you get your Unite ability at level 10, which again is very, very late, and you don't get your upgrades for your abilities until much later into the game as well. I believe it's around like level 13-ish is when you get your first upgrade, or level 12, level 13 is when you get your first upgrade, and I think level 14 is your second upgrade. So that's really, really late into the game, and you might not even hit the second upgrade in most games. Yeah, it's pretty hard to play her in solo queue due to her abysmal early game in lane. But she does have a lot of strengths. So let's talk about exactly what her basic abilities are. So for that, let's go into the testing arena. So now that we're in the practice arena here, I want to cover her abilities. So her first ability that you'll be taking at the start of your game is Confusion, as this is going to be your only damaging ability. This is very simple. It's just some damage. It does piercing damage, as it will go through Pokemon, and you can see it does a good amount of damage, maybe comparable to like Greninja's Bubble, definitely a little less. It's not very impactful in the slightest, and you can see just how much this hurts. Like, you just don't do a lot of damage. So this like kind of goes into, again, that abysmal early game phase we were talking about. And then her secondary ability is Teleport. This is just a teleport. Not much to say here. Not much to say here. You can just teleport around. You can teleport over walls. It's very much like an eject button, right? But what this does give you is a temporary buff, which means your next auto attack will do enhanced damage. So as you can see, our first auto attack does 120 there. Oh wait, let me. Oop. Our secondary one does 197. So it does give you a decent increase in damage for your next auto attack. So it definitely does help with some early game pressure, especially if you want to try and confirm a kill or just, run away or you go push up aggressive. It's pretty decent. Your next abilities that you'll be getting is at level 6, where you get your upgrade, which in my opinion is Psyshock. So for our next ability, we actually have Psyshock, and what Psyshock's gonna do is you're gonna drop this like AoE psychokinetic balls down, and it deals a good amount of damage, and when it's upgraded, it actually does a ton of damage, dealing more damage the more it hits enemies. So at the moment, it does okay damage, but once you hit level, I believe, 12 and you get the upgrade for it, it's going to deal an absolute ton of damage. And so it's pretty good. It also reduces its own cooldown as you hit more of it. So as you can see here, we turn off the move cooldowns. You can see it goes on a 10-second cooldown, and as it continuously hits these bees, the cooldown gets reduced to a 4-second cooldown. So it's really impactful. It's a very, very, very strong ability. But sadly, it's not a complete package, as you really need the setup for it. As you can see, it's a little harder to hit, and it's going to be harder to chase down opponents or set it up if you don't have something to set it up. But what you can use to set this up is Moonblast. As you notice, we actually don't have any mobility on this character. Both our abilities are really just damage, but what Moonblast does is give us a little bit of utility. This will give us a stun. And man, a stun in this game is really huge, especially on a basic ability, and the cooldown on this thing is not very high at all. I mean, just look at this thing. It's like 6 seconds. Yeah, this thing's 6 seconds without anything. It's so good. That's such a low cooldown. So what we can end up doing, we can imagine here, our buddy Rotom is an enemy Pokemon. We go walk up, we drop the Moonblast, and we dropped up the Psyshock. And at that point, it's really easy to just start chasing down opponents and just continuously doing the combo, right? So, Rotom's going in. Oh, look at this. Boop, boop, boop. And you may have noticed there's an interesting property of Psyshock where it's actually not a stagnant where you throw it. So I might throw it right here, right? But it's actually going to move as I move, right? It's super interesting. So you can actually use this as a very effective kiting tool and a very effective chasing tool, which is why I personally think Psyshock is the better option of the two. But for the other options, before we start going into the Unite move, okay, so your other options here are going to be, first of all, Future Sight, which is just kind of this AoE blast that has a delay behind it. Now, as we can see, it does some decent damage, but here we take off the cooldown here. Because first of all, the cooldown's pretty long, but first of all, it's delayed, and technically overall, this is actually less damage than you would be getting with if you do land Psyshock. So why don't we take this over, you know, over just running... Why wouldn't we just take this over running Psyshock? Well, I think a big thing to note here is that we're kind of this combo character, and we really want our late game to be super, super strong. So when we have Psyshock and Moonblast, we're actually able to set up for the stun into Psyshock, and it just helps with the early game a lot more, especially with securing early camps. So it just really, really helps. It does have a massive range, though, so it does have that going for it, but so does Psyshock. The other option you have here is Psychic, which is what the game recommends. It's not bad. Psychic does a decent amount of damage, and it leaves this little orb going by, and it's cute. It's not that bad, but as a character of no mobility, even if I were to take the Psyshock here, I really want the on-demand stun. That's going to help me set up for combos. It's going to help allow me, my team, and myself, and my team get picks off really easily. It'll just help save your life a lot of times. So I just think Moonblast is the better option a majority of the time. Now, her Unite ability, what we've all been waiting for, and why Gardevoir is so dang good is her Unite ability, which is, I mean, just look at this thing. It is a giant AoE suck-in that also gives you the enhancement buff, so it increases your damage and movement speed and attack speed, which is just super, super good. Super amazing Unite ability. Does it all. I mean, just look at the damage of this thing. It's so freaking good. So good. So, of course, we could do this, right? And then we would be able to, like, combo this into our abilities. Well, if I didn't want to target over there, but... You know, you get the point. We get to, you know, hit the A-Palm, target our abilities, and just absolutely nuke an entire team. Now, if we imagine this, especially with an upgraded Psyshock that does more damage, the more hits, it would absolutely annihilate an entire team. And you probably saw this in the video I did yesterday. You could find that linked above. But yeah, no, it's insane. There's a couple other things to cover with Gardevoir here before we jump into the game, or jump into some other information. First of all, her third auto attack does decrease special defense, so that's actually pretty nice, just to remember, to know that you'll actually be getting more damage with everything after your third auto attack. So just running through that. And her passive is kind of interesting. I can't really show it here, but it reads as when you get slowed or hit by an AoE effect, in a sense, you return it to the opponent, but it has a cooldown. So not a very a passive you really play around, but it's there and just good to keep track of. Alright, with that being said, I want to cover items and potential items that could work on her. So let's talk about that real quick. So I want to talk about some of the items that I have tried on Gardevoir and what I think is actually pretty good right now. So, first of all, we're going to talk about the no-brainer, Buddy Barrier. So, I'm going to tell y'all again, sub to the channel if you haven't already. I plan on releasing an item to your list in the next coming days, but this is the best item in the game by far. Grants a massive shield to yourself and your teammates whenever you use your Unite ability, and as we mentioned, Gardevoir's Unite ability is insane, so I pretty much take this on 99% of the cast. Like, I just really don't see a reason to not take this ability, or take this item. It's god tier broken. Everyone should be running this. So Buddy Bear is insane. Since Gardevoir is a special attacker, I was running Wise Glasses, but if we're talking more of a solo queue aspect, I kind of want to survive the early game. And the more I played her, the more I understood that having such a weak early game, I want to kind of compensate for that. And damage isn't how I'm going to survive the early game. Something that might actually help survive in the early game is actually Focus Band. Focus Band, as you read here, it continues restores the Pokemon's HP for a short time when the Pokemon drops to low HP. So I think Focus Band might actually be quite good in this regard, just to keep her alive. And a couple other options that I could recommend. Something like Energy Amplifier might be really nice if you really, really want to go for that skill in the late game. I just can't recommend it due to, at this point in time, you really just want to survive. You want to make your early game as strong as possible so you just don't get absolutely bullied out lane. So I think something like Focus Band Buddy Barrier would be really strong on her. And that's what I was using in the last game I was showing. And I do think Muscle Band also kind of works. It's just kind of a supplemental item. Just kind of help with that early game aggression, help you secure the neutral Pokemon surrounding the lane and help you just like make sure you could trade with opposing laners and just set them up for your jungler. So, setting up for bees, trying to kill the enemy laning Pokemon, stuff like that. I think Muscle Man is just a really good item in general. And since your third auto attack, like we mentioned, lower special defense, it's actually quite nice, especially if you're laning of anyone who does special attack damage. So those are kind of the 3 I would run at the moment. I think Wise Glasses can work just fine. And if you want, you could take out Focus Band for that. Or if you want, you could take out Muscle Band for that instead. As you're not really auto-attacking later into the game as much, you're mostly focusing on your abilities since they're on such a low cooldown. Alright, now that we've covered the items, I want to give you guys another gameplay example. So we're going to go jump into the game here, give you another live commentary in Masters, another solo queue match, and just give you an idea on exactly what Gardevoir can do after now that I got more games on my belt. I think I'm like now 10 games deep. 10 games deep in there. God, that sounded awful. About 10 games deep, so we'll see exactly how that goes. Alright, so we're actually playing Gardevoir routes our boy. I'm in bot lane, my top lane. Where am I going? Talonflame, rejungling, bro. I don't know where you think you're going. Where is he going? Huh. Alright, I guess I'm jungling. Dude, you are not... Dude, get... What is this mess? Give me this. What? Go to lane. I don't know what the heck this is. I assumed... My bad. Don't make assumptions. Well, I guess we're playing this in the jungle. Don't really understand why. But we are. I mean, I get to accelerate our process of not having a really weak early game laning phase. But, this is normal, so stuff like this is bound to happen. We do have a Talonflame that's just kind of laning, I guess. So, that's the thing that's happening. And nobody else won the jungle. And having a 3-man lane is just not going to happen since, none of the XP from the jungle will be going to anyone. So that's pretty painful. That should be fine. Looks like we might be able to punish his Pikachu here. He's still just, like, overextending. Hey, buddy. And we have red buff, so we're just gonna be slowing him. Just dealing a nice amount of damage despite how bad our early game is. And we can start looking towards bees. Looks like Lucario wants to get a 4-dunk instead. Nice. Should really prioritize these bees. This is Wait, hello? Just this guy walked up way too much. Can definitely kill him there. And we could potentially take these Aldinos as well. And Pikachu walks up, we could definitely just punish him. Oh yeah, we have Power Up Punch, so definitely got some nice early damage. I mean, they're just kind of doing their thing. I'm just kind of taking farm. I'm just vibing right now. Alright, I don't have Teleport anymore. I have Psyshock. Okay. I was just kind of like a day's off for a second. But yeah, now we have Psyshock, so I guess our clear speed is going to be really high now. I mean, I guess since we are in the jungle, we are able to alleviate our weak early game quite a bit. But normally, these type of situations... Oh, you little shit. These type of situations won't happen very often. But it also does look like our boy is struggling. We will get the follow-up kill. We have Crab. We have... Oh, no! He locked himself in. Oh, that's not good. Crustle is kind of suffering there. So we were able to rotate up to top lane. We will get this nice dirty dunk, it looks like. And then we can instantly reset and look towards the bot lane for Dreadnought. This guy's going very aggressive here. And he will have to back up right away. I do want these bees. I am just kind of greeding. I want to just kind of accelerate my own... what's it called? My own strengths. Looks like our boy Talonflame is back. I really don't care about staying here. I just want to leave. I know you guys see me do this a lot, but like, I just can't tell you how important fighting for Dreadnoughts. It's probably won't matter as much in a solo queue in an environment like this, especially since people won't take advantage of like EXP leads. But as you start moving up the ranks and people are a lot more aware of just like how powerful it is, you will notice right away like you will have a very hard time coming back into your games when people have that EXP lead. What the heck was that angle? And Dreadnought just allows you to get that. This guy's still level 5. Oh, nice. I didn't realize how much damage I was doing there due to, like, due to being blinded by silent attack. But man, poor soul. He's having the same issues I have a lot of these games, where I'm just like too weak in the early game. Yeah, this guy's stunned. I don't think he actually kills us here. Yeah. Now we have Gardevoir ultimate, so that's going to be huge. And we could just start continuing looking to snowball. Looks like the enemy team got Rotom up top, but I mean, whatever. Do I get this 25 before he gets this? Nice. Alright, why about Lucario? I got the turn. I'm sorry, buddy. I don't know, this Pikachu. He is absolutely suffering. And at this point, we could just kind of, you know, just kind of bully them down. Pikachu just flashed out, looks like. There's a Haunter, who seems a little lost. Hey, buddy. Okay, it looks like we're just kind of farming it up right now. Yeah, I mean, I do apologize if this is not a master game. It's just kind of really hard, one, to get Gardevoir in games right now. And I really want to get footage for that as soon as possible. And two, it's just also... what's it called? She's kind of really hard to build a composition around. Which definitely hurts. Now, since we were all turning in, we could have saved our boy Lucario. But it shouldn't matter. We'll get him anyways. Get that quick 11 in there. Looks like bot lane suffering. I don't really care to stay here. I'm gonna go make sure to keep our advantage. Head bot lane, jump pad down there. Looks like our Haunter's on our boy Mr. Mime, but he ain't playing no games. I like how I've yet to use my Unite abilities much. I just have yet to really been in a situation where I needed it to fight. And while this is happening, we could just chill for a bit. We can potentially look towards this bottom. I don't really see a need to. I'd rather just start clearing out my jungle, keep maintaining that EXP lead, and looking towards this Dreadnought here in a bit. So I kind of just want to end up farming up my camps more. You hit me over the wall, you little shit. One thing you might be seeing is that Moonblast has like that nice AoE splash at the end of it, which is pretty nice for just doing a little bit of extra damage to the team. And that's kind of like our Gardevoir is. She's just this massive AoE damage unit. Super, super insane. I mean, my team's at their tier 2 tower. That's kind of scary. For us. As it's very easy to throw a game at tier 2s. At this point, I'm going to just let my team do what they want. And I'm going to just keep securing us an EXP lead. Since we are doing damage so fast, and since we have Psyshock upgraded, it is going to deal more damage to more hits. So, just kind of let it do its thing. You see how much damage we're just doing there. If they're still chasing... Yeah, it looks like they are. So I'm going to Unite ability this. Poor Pikachu. Oh, wait, no. Okay, nice. I think I still secured it. I'm pretty sure we secured it. Yeah, I have a shield. So yeah, I was able to get it. No, it's the last second I need to drop the Psyshocker. But I've lost it. But now we have Moonblast upgraded, so we are looking pretty nice over here. Oh, oh, where's the lag? Ooh, Pikachu going in. He is not happy with this situation. Oh my god. Get this cat off of me. No, now we have Gengar here. No, Sally before the Hex, so that's going to be huge. Oh, that was a triple kill, but Sally, I think that might be the end of it. Wait, unless... Oh. Wait. No, we were doing so good. We were breaking so many angles. And a double flash shot just got the Psyshock back up. Oh my god, that would have been massive. Would have been absolutely huge, but it's fine. We're 60% on our ultimates coming up, so that's going to help out a lot with the Zapdos spawning in mid in about 15 seconds here. The only issue is we're not going to have it up for the Zapdos. And what I have learned today, after playing like 10 solo queue games and not playing in a 5-stack, is no matter what, even if you do not need Zapdos, your team will start it and throw it every single time. And I'm going to make this a lesson to you guys. If you are playing in a coordinated team, or even have like a 3-stack, if you do not have to take Zapdos, if you're already in a lead and don't need to take Zapdos, don't take it. It's a bait. If they take it from you, if they steal it... Oh, wait, God. It auto-targeted. It auto-targeted. It auto-targeted. It auto-targeted. Wait. It is a bait. So, you know, just don't have to bother with that. What's that guy on? 27. That's pretty scary. So, yeah. We're just gonna play defense and vibe. Definitely not gonna let this cat turn in. Using his ultimate here. I'm not going to waste my ultimates. I just don't really see a reason to. Crosswell is just trying to do his own thing, and we are just pumping out damage. Nice ulti from the Talonflame there. And boom. Clean up nicely. We don't really have to go for the Zapdos. I'd rather just look towards the turn-in. I think that'll be a lot more impactful. And I have my Unite ability, so we can't use it here. We just have such a lead in general. Like, I'm max level here. Yeah. And we are just... I'm just blowing them up right now. Oh. Oh, I got the shield. Oh, it's not going to be enough. I'm going to die, but I did so much damage there. Wait, I might have gotten a little too confident. Nah, we're good. We definitely still have the lead. Yeah, we definitely still have the lead. And we just wiped down their team. So it's looking as good as game at this point. Doesn't really seem like there's a way to potentially even turn this around. So yeah, this game is good. We have this in a lockdown. Then we need to rush our base. And one thing we can do here is a little trick to make sure it doesn't happen. This only works if they're at your tier 2 towers. You can actually sit on the jump pad. And unless someone has scoring shield, they can't. You could just knock them up once they're trying to turn in. And usually at this stage of the game, people are trying to do massive turn-ins. So it's very easy to just sit there and knock them up at the end of it. But we will secure the win there. Pretty decisive victory. I think we had a pretty nice Gardevoir game there to try and show you guys exactly what you can do. Again, I do apologize it's not a Masters game to show this off, but hey, I'll do plenty of those on the stream, so check that out if you haven't already. I hope this guide was of use to you guys. And, you know, I will... Jesus, we had 18 kills. What was our damage looking like? What? But, regardless, if you want to see more of this from me, you want to see a solo queue climb, which I will be starting a pure solo queue... pretty much free-to-play accounts. I'm only going to use any money to buy characters to keep the stream interesting. But, yeah, that's going to be it from me today, guys. If you do enjoy the video, if you enjoyed this guide, you want to see more from me, let me know down in the comments below. Like the video if you haven't already, and sub to the channel. Really help me out a lot. Help with the YouTube algorithm. You already know the full jazz. If you like the content, support it. That'll be all from me, guys. Take it easy. I'll see you guys next time.